OK, well, let's talk about this. 20 years ago, women didn't have the vote, but nowadays considered equal. Do you think in 20 years' time, animals will have the vote?
I don't for a moment.
Why not? They is also human beings.
They're not.
But there's dogs that can drive. Why won't they be able to vote?
What do you mean dogs can drive?
Well, I've seen that on the telly.
Well,
I've seen on...
I think you have to accept that the human world is vastly different from the animal world.
Why
Animals are
can't
not
they
human
have
beings.
an animal parliament or something?
Well, there's a famous case which you're pointing to, if you're not careful, in George Orwell's novel Animal Farm, which is a satire on the lack...
Oh, I've seen a film with that.
Right. Well, there you see the
It's
animals.
illegal or something.
No, and what he was talking about there was fascism or communism and what happens, and he used the animals just as an analogy. And human beings...
The one with, like, the horses and that girl...
and the pig takes over the...
Oh, yeah, oh, that was disgusting.
Some animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. It's a very famous quote.
I can't believe we've all seen that.
Two legs good, four legs
Oh, yeah, I remember that bit. That is... But I thought that was illegal, that film. At what age should parents give their kids their first spliff?
Spliff? What's a spliff?
Like,
It's illegal, do you know that?
It ain't illegal if your dad gives it to you. Do you think at least they should teach them how to recognise good gear so they don't get sold dodgy origami?
No, you should never teach a child that. You'll go to hell for it, in my opinion. You want to end up in your middle years visiting your child in prison, where he's beaten and buggered and given drugs. His life's finished. I mean, that's just the pits, man. For real, that's the pits. As you would say.
OK, let's bring this on. Do you think there's enough teenage pregnancy?
Too much.
But don't you think if it's working down there, then put it to use? If the grass is on the pitch, let's play.
They haven't what is known as the cognitive maturity, to be able to relate cause and effect, for example.
How come there's so much teenage pregnancy if English girls is all so frigid? Explain that.
Don't know that they are.
I don't know they are.
Well, they are. There's got nothing on the French, because my mate went to Calais and he slept with 3 girls, and that was only in a day trip, and one of them was 28.
Well, that's just promiscuous, for God's sake. He must have paid them. He didn't pick them up in the supermarket.
No, he
That's
said
just
they fancied him, and
promiscuous.
one of them was a model.
They do it for a living.
Is it right to donate organs?
Absolutely, it's a gift culture.
Do you think if you was having an heart transplant, it's right for you to meet the person first?
If you're having a heart transplant, the person's dead.
With transplant, when does it stop being you? When I say you, I don't mean you. I mean, like, you know, if you had transplant, which I don't know if you had or if you ain't. You know what I'm saying when I say you? All right, let's change the subject a bit. Wouldn't it be great if we had the technology to make sure that everyone was black? Or is that just a dream?
No, I couldn't.
Or ain't that a bit racialist?
I think... no, I don't think
That's
it is.
a bit racist,
I
isn't
think
it?
it's a bit racist.
Speak to the hand, because the head ain't listening.
I think it's a bit racist to suggest that it would be a good thing for everybody to be
You
black.
see, your point was very interesting. You said, why shouldn't everybody be black? But that's because you happen to be black. And you say, I want people to be like me.
Let's talk about doctors who is ending the lives of people who is old and suffering. Do you think that that is right?
They set up a committee of the good and the great, the House of Lords. 2 years they spent looking at the issue. In the end, all 12 say no law for euthanasia.
But what has it got to do with the youth in Asia? I mean, it ain't their fault that these people is dying. They're thousands of miles away.
Euthanasia means mercy killing. It literally means dying well. We're not talking
But
about
why is
the
you blaming
euthanasia
that
of the youth
on
in
the
Africa.
Asian kids or whatever?
It's not Asian kids.
Professor Michael, what is the idea of recycling?
The idea of recycling, I would say, was to cut down on all the materials that go through our patterns of consumption.
Ain't it dirty to use something that has been used before?
No, well, if you think that almost everything we do has been used before, even the water we drink, we bath in, has been actually
What do you mean it's been used before?
It's gone through 8 human bodies.
What do you mean it is passed
There are
through?
scientists here who know more about the science of
They've
this.
drunk it, it's gone into the sewage, it's gone into the river, and then somebody else has... it's gone into some water treatment, and then somebody else has drunk it.
So you was having a bath in someone's, pardon me, French piss?
That's right.
Not so
I ain't never having a bath again. That is dirty. Is you serious about a bath?
Yeah, absolutely serious, yeah.
So Professor, is it all right to have a piss in the bath?
As far as the water supply is concerned, fine.
Do you think, though, it is morally right to use recycled bog roll?
I don't think we have a choice.
I sometimes use a sheet twice if it ain't got much on it, much dirt on it. Is that a good thing?
Yes, it's all right.
Let's take it on to global warming. What would you prefer to have? No ozone or stinking pits?
But you don't have to make that choice. There are different ways of using anti-deodorant without using those awful spray things, which I react to badly anyway. I've never, ever used one in my life, and I don't stink. Here, smell my armpit,
No, I
man.
ain't doing that.
He's scared, he's scared.
We're going to go round, and I want you to say one word that you want them at home to take home with them. Margaret.
Peace.
Change. This is a restless earth.
One word.
Restlessness. Change.
Which one?
Change.
Change.
The earth changes all the time.
All right. Forget the restlessness.
Commitment.
Think.
Peace, restlessness, change.
Commitment.
It was
Commitment.
commitment, change.
Think.
Think and change your restless peace. Yes?
Very good.
I'll do the lyrics. So, okay, my word is respect. Respect yourself, respect the environment, and respect, you know, other things.